This is the market where favourite and Arroyo for Godolphin heavily backed in early.
Last of all, Rich Enough at the 600 metres, led by about a half. Patrology running second. Just in behind them, Aruhu moving up 3 wide. And Sovereign Duke waits on a run, followed by Tudor as they neared the bend. Marion off and running, and then Coram. Kavika a long way back, awkwardly placed, followed by Turfane and Fast Cash. Coming around the turn, Rich Enough narrowly from Patrology. Aruhu starting to run on well down the outside, and then came Marion. Rich Enough the leader into the straight from Patrology. Aruhu, Marion and Fast Cash coming, but Rich Enough left them behind. Fast Cash running on strongly, but Rich Enough bolted in by 2.5 lengths to Fast Cash, and Turfane ran third. Then Patrology and Marion. Aruhu weakened in the run home, and they were followed then by...
Well, he's made a good field look pretty average here. Absolutely brilliant stuff here from Rich Enough, and there's been some huge bets landed at long odds here. $41 first markets, returns $12 the tote, 41. Oh, fantastic. Went through the first half standing 35.03, virtually split the same coming back here, riding the speed. Second start of the race. There's no loafers behind here. Marion Arroyo.
He sits in front here, and he did get his own way in front, and they did go, I reckon, I haven't looked at the time, but I'll bet they negatively split that race. He took off here, gave him one cut with a stick. There was 3 and 4 lengths on him. This is a very, very smart 3-year-old. You can't do that at only your second run in a race and first up and not be pretty smart. I know he's in the right part of the track, but he's smart.
The thing is, he's got a
really interesting race.
Adelaide need to win here really to cement an invitation basically into the Cox Plate field.
Back to Global View, worked off the rail, and Divine Oath last. Tedzer turn for home. It's Adelaide. Adelaide has swooped down in front of Tourist. General Jack between horses. Sheldon Highball. Global View down the center of the course. Divine Oath was outpaced. Adelaide drifts. Adelaide drifts, coming inside the final half furlong, but keeping on for Ryan Moore. Tourist toward the rail. It's Adelaide, and Adelaide pushed out to win the Secretariat Stakes. Tourist was second. Sheldon third.
You've got to love your voice, don't you? Pushed out to win the Secretariat. That's significant, obviously.
Yeah, Bruce, he's a very, very good horse. I mean, in his 6 starts, he's been first or second. He ran second in the King Edward over the Royal Ascot behind Eagle Top. He's a very good horse, and he's gone one better there in the Secretariat. He's a real serious horse. Obviously, all the word is he'll come down, trained by Aidan. I'm pretty sure Aidan will train him in the Cox Plate. And
interesting race with this rain. Can Terra Vista handle the rain that is falling in the really heavy track? It is the short price favourite. Into the mounting yard we go.
Field is Janoob. Oakfield Commands in front as they prepare to swing. Leads by a half a length on Ninth Legion. In Cahoots and Terra Vista not all that far away. Moriarty's made up ground out wide, and Monton sticking to the inside. So Oakfield Commands joined here by Ninth Legion. Terra Vista's running on with In Cahoots. They make their runs together, but Terra Vista had the better kick, and it got the better here of In Cahoots. Moriarty's down the outside from Ninth Legion. Monton, but Terra Vista broke away. He'll handle the mud all right. He's coming on and records a good win. In Cahoots gets second. Bull Point might get third on the outside from Monton. That Oakfield Commands followed by Moriarty, Ninth Legion, and then at the head of the other, Monton.
Well, he's got a great record. You've got to believe what Joe says here. He's got a great wet track pedigree here, 7 out of 10. Glenn, you've ridden this horse before.
Is he a Group 1 horse in the making?
Look, I think he is. He just got such great acceleration.
Our features today, and that is the Run to the Roses, the MTA New South Wales.
In front, Egrets on the outside. Nostradamus trying to push off the fence. He's pushed Almalad out of the way there. Then came Law, followed by down the outside Scratch Me Lucky and Hallowed Crown. As they get to the 300, it's still Sniper Fire in front from Egret. Then Nostradamus, who's trying to wind up, followed by Almalad, and Hallowed Crown is starting to run on strongly. It's Egret in front. Hallowed Crown is coming right down the outside with Kamayon. Hallowed Crown has won it and remains undefeated and goes on to beat Kamayon and Egret, followed by Modoc, Sarajevo and Law, then Sniper Fire, and then further back Scratch Me Lucky, and 2 in the market. Almalad and Nostradamus have run second, last and last.
Wow.
We'll move on to the McNeil Stakes. And Novel Dance is your favourite in a wide market here. $5.50, the only filly in the field. This is the McNeil.
Chivalry and Zulu Land. They're running down to approach the turn. Cornrow the leader by nearly a length to Boomwa. Jabali third, followed by Novel Dancer fourth on the inside, and then Forgive and Forget, Nordic Empire, Moon Over Manhattan, Stingray, Tantat Diamond, Awesome Rock as well back as they corner, and Chivalry pull to the outside and Zulu Land is last. Cornrow the leader into the straight. Jabali hung off the turn and Cornrow led by two. Novel Dancer running on now, Nordic Empire, and here comes Awesome Rock right down the outside was Chivalry. So they swap the leader now. Nordic Empire got to the front. Awesome Rock and Chivalry fly home together. Chivalry after Nordic Empire and got him right on the wire, I'd say. Chivalry grabbing Nordic Empire to win with Awesome Rock third. They're followed by Forgive and Forget, who stayed on well, and then Stingray, followed by Tantat Novel Dancer.
There's your print. Chivalry's got it. Cavan Boss have had a quiet time. Is this the horse that can take them back to the big time? It's an awesome win. It's wise, and your horse is improving the preps.
Oh, well, you got all the form doctors working for you, mate. You get them to tell me, but I think he's pretty good. He was obviously better than any of those guys.
Happy?
He's the best colt in Victoria. I've got no doubt about that. He's a very... You wait till he gets out to a mob.
Filled in, not mature enough. I like the way he did it here. The last 100 metres of this, he really rocketed to the line. Now, I can see that horse, if he can run the trip, you know, being a Derby prospect this spring. I'm not
trial. Boban at 3:30 the tote. Messine, who also comes out of the missile state.
Mover two of the races you'd possibly find. We're looking for the Wait for Age stars to step up for the...
And Gig missed it by a length or so. Puissant Staloon jumped away fast. Dissident is up there. Here's Sweet Idea coming over. Idea by a neck. Moment of Change second. 2.5 lengths away, Dissident. Followed then by Massini outside Puissant Staloon, and then Boban and Happy Trails. And next is Silent Achiever. Into the straight though. Moment of Change raced up to Sweet Idea, who's under the whip. Dissident turns third, starting to finish, and then Puissant Staloon and Boban coming down the outside, and then Silent Achiever. 150 to go. Dissident and Sweet Idea together from Puissant Staloon, but it's Dissident who takes the lead clearly, starts to race away. Dissident bolted in by 2 lengths. Sweet Idea second, Puissant Staloon ahead away third. Then Silent Achiever. Boban and Sartorius got home, followed by Gig, Happy Trail.
And then Claire Cunningham's had him in Sydney until last week, and they've done a tremendous job. And, you know, he's a high-class colt, conditions to suit.
Didn't he? He's a horse that... I love his tactical speed. I like the way he revved him up and then he come back underneath him. I think he's top 3.
All right, the pick of the yard is the class in the race, and the Group 1 winner, that is Earthquake. Talking about Group 1 winner.
Yeah, been 50, but it's firm to full point. Alpha Myth's the rank outsider at $26. Winks, $8 into $7, and number 6, Sultry Feeling, $6.50.
The race leads by about a neck. Sultry Feeling on the outside is second, and then Winks and Alpha Mist, they're sharing third. Peggy Jean is next to last, and Memorial going up on the inside at the rear. At the halfway mark, 600 to go. Earthquake's in front. Sultry Feeling on the outside, close at hand. They've dominated the race in front here. They haven't gone all that quick. Now, Peggy Jean's making a move on the outside, 4 wide. Winks is going at the same time. Then Alpha Miss, followed by Memorial, still at the back of the field. Earthquake in front. McAvoy starting to shake her along now. As Sultry Feeling ranged up on the outside. Winks made a line of 3. Then Peggy Jean, followed by Alpha Miss. It's Winks on the outside, taking the lead from Earthquake, who's under immense pressure, and Winks straight away with 100 metres to go. She'll remain undefeated. Winks a great prospect, and she comes down to win it. Earthquake and Alpha Miss. Memorial still at the back of the field. Earthquake in front. McAvoy starting to shake her along now as Sultry Feeling ranged up on the outside. Winks made a line of 3. Then Peggy Jean, followed by Alpha Miss. It's Winks on the outside, taking the lead from Earthquake, who's under immense pressure, and Winks straight away with 100 metres to go. She'll remain undefeated. Winks a great prospect, and she comes down to win it. Earthquake and Alpha Miss fight out second and third, followed by in behind.
Her winning the most races. She started with a bang. She had plenty of improvement to come today. She was soft. She's quality. 3 out of 3. The Magic Bloodstock, Peter Ty and his partners in this galloper. They got a smart filly, this girl. She toyed 99, 35, 38, Richo. She's top draw, this girl.
630, 294.
As you said, Mark, great prospect.
Look, I think the thing about her is that in her 2 previous wins, she's lacked a lot of dash in the early part of the straight. She's taken a long time to wind up. But yesterday, she ran up to these better class horses and was there at the top of the rise fighting it out with them. So she's made a great improvement from last time in. And when the races get longer, Richard, she's going to be even better.
Look, I made a statement yesterday prior to the race in the parade ring that I think by the end of the Spring Carnival, she would have won more than all the others in the race, and she's going to be a star. I just thought she was probably that little bit soft yesterday going into it. It
was really dominant.
Wow, this is an outstanding talent. She's 3 for 3 now. The manner in which she goes about her work, she travels, relaxes, and strong. And she's got a stout pedigree. And look, she's got the flight stakes at her mercy. I'd suggest, you know, she might have just something special about her.
It's very hard, though, to have your first start back from what has been a pretty long spell, a pretty hard, cold winter, by all accounts. Lead
the Chelmsford Stakes. Over 1,600 metres, Chris Waller trains 6 out of the 8 runners, Group 1 winners, left, right.
Spur, he's out about 3 off the rail. Entirely Platinum's hard-ridden. Sacred Falls is running on. Royal Descent getting an inside run. Moriarty threading through in the centre. It's Royal Descent coming at Hawkspur. Sacred Falls still a length and a half away, and then Moriarty. Royal Descent has run through now to join Hawkspur, and there's nothing between these. It's Royal Descent, and on the outside of it, Hawkspur from Sacred Falls and Moriarty. Hawkspur's fighting back. Royal Descent, nothing in it. Royal Descent or Hawkspur, take your pick. And then there's a photo for third. Bagman's come through there with Sacred Falls and Moriarty.
Better. Hawkspur lunges right on the line. Oh, I thought the inside, but maybe the outside. Then Moriarty, then Janoob. There's the photo. The outside gets it.
Hawkspur goes back-to-back.
Out the Chelmsford, he went back-to-back. Jim Cassidy for Chris Waller. Chris with the first 6 across the line.
Of course, Tiger Tease and Weary are the dominant players here in the Tramway Stakes.
Lead from Phaedon. Hooked has pulled its way up on the outside to almost join them. Monton down closer to the rail in 4th spot. And then further back we had Dan Chai, followed by Honorius. Weary's in the centre. And Toydini. Tiger Tease has got a kick in him, and he kicked away now. Leads by a length and a half on Monton. Then Hooked, and further back Phaedon. Tiger Tease in front. Monton a half a length away on the inside. Lucia Valentina is rocketing home. Lucia Valentina has come over the top of them and wins it from Tiger Tease. It's a photo for third. Toydini and Rising Romance from Villanova. Then Monton Gypsy Diamond, followed by...
She's a serious horse, this girl, by Savabeel. Number 10, Lucia Valentina. She won the Storm Queen.
In a race okay on the dry as well. But that was an outstanding
win.
Well,
mate, you only got to look at every... No horse come from well back.
No one made ground.
No one made ground all day. You would have laid...
Stakes were probably, you know, better horses, but this race had the depth, and there were plenty of live chances in this race. And look at her rocket home on a heavy track here. Now, Ty's just left us. Now, he rode in the race, and he said he's never seen one get home like that on a heavy track, just jump out of the ground like that. So it was an enormous return to the track.
One thing I will say about her...
Well within himself. We've seen... Now,
OK, market mover is the Cleaner. The Cleaner 480 into 440. He's been right at the top of the market all the way through. He's firm late. 8 into $7. Foreteller, the pattern read here, 550.
Racing. And the Cleaner jumps well, so too Star Rolling. Foreteller a bit and a half last is Foreteller. So the Cleaner for Steve Ardle comes up the side. He leads by 2 lengths to Star Rolling, Cracker Jack King. A length away, Gricaro to Mourinho. Foundry ridden along, and then came Ladari starting to make ground on the offer, took off. Back behind them, Dennis Avastan beaten off, and Pakal a long way back, and Foreteller was last. So the Cleaner, here's his moment for the big time. He's a length in front of Star Rolling, Cracker Jack King, and then Gricaro and Mourinho, and next was Ladari, but the Cleaner still in front, coming around the home turn now from Star Rolling, Cracker Jack King, and Mourinho running on. The Cleaner by a length and a half, you know he'll give everything. Star Rolling, Mourinho's coming, the Cleaner's hanging on though, Mourinho driving at him, but the Cleaner won it. The Cleaner by a length, Mourinho. Foreteller was the eye catcher, getting home to grab third, I'd say, from either Ladari or back on the inside was Star Rolling. They were
for the punters, but for most of all the fans of racing who come and adore this horse because of these great Vogue-like tactics, rolling along in front. Not that hard early.
Good race, Sam, and a result that I think plenty of punters will be happy to see.
Yeah, what a great horse he is.
Home, or the horses that go out in the front and break their hearts, and you know, we love the Cleaner. He got a huge cheer at Randwick yesterday. Can he win the Cox Plate? As you said, who cares? He's going to be there, and boy oh boy, we might just see a fair income run Cox Plate.
A couple of back on his horse. I'm not saying he could win a Cox Plate, But I tell you what, he's going to make the Cox Plate because there'll be a brave person out there, the first one chasing him, I'll tell you, because it'll take...
This is a stallion-making race, and this year's edition is no different. A massive field and real quality gallopers. It is $3.80 the field, and it is the filly.
To the board here, Hallowed Crown got out to $7 now, $6.50. Kamayan $16, rock solid. Samus 9 out to $9.50, 50 into 5. Bring Me the Maid 4 into $3.50.
Scissor Kicker's right off the track. He's having a torrid run, followed by Scratch Me Lucky and Press Report. Hallowed Crown is tracking up 3 and 4 wide, followed by Backman. Then Sarajevo, Kamayon shooting to win, and Modoc last of all. It's Egret in front. Lead from Sniper Fire. Better Land chiming in on the outside. Nostradamus is cutting through with Alma Lad down to the inside. Hallowed Crown and Scissor Kicker coming down the outside. Scissor Kick out in the centre with Hallowed Crown. They've moved up now to take over from Alma Lad and Nostradamus, and then shooting to win. Hallowed Crown is coming at Scissor Kick. Hallowed Crown and Scissor Kick. Hallowed Crown got his head in front. Hallowed Crown remains undefeated. Beats Scissor Kick photo for third between Alma Lad and Shooting to Win. Then in behind them, Nostradamus, followed by Bring Me the Maid, Press Report, Modoc.
Number 3, Hallowed Crown. He makes it 4 starts, 4 wins. Hugh Bowman wins the feature. The Borderly Wines Golden Road. And the horse that he had cover on was number 5, Scissor Kick. Herculean performance by Scissor Kick was 4.
Alma Lad and Shooting to Win.
And that's 4 out of 4 for Hallowed Crown, and that's 4 in the big race, the Golden Rose for Huey Bowman. And it's win.
The back of Scissor Kick. Poor old Scissor Kick. He just dragged you around that course. Are you going to share some of your fee with Ty Angland? Because really, Ty just made that for you.
Well, one thing I can...
Here's the market for the Danehill Stakes. This is one of the best races of the day. Some real talent on show here. Brazen Beau's your favourite for Chris Waller, of course, just a big winner in Sydney.
Gibberlines and a fairway back. Go Indigo's back last with Onerous and Cornrow out very wide. They come to the 300. Brazen Beau goes to the lead now, but Galaxy Pegasus and Rich Enough are joining in ahead of Stingray. And then came Looks Like the Cat at the 200 metres. Rich Enough takes the lead now from Brazen Beau. Looks Like the Cat, and Gibberlines are starting to come home well. Rich Enough, the leader from Looks Like the Cat. About 50 to go. Rich Enough, 3/4. He's wandering around a little bit, but he'll get home. Rich Enough beats Looks Like the Cat by a neck. 3 lengths away third. Gibberlines got home hard from Awesome Rock. Brazen Beau weakened, and then Stingray Onerous. A break to Beluti, Moonlight Huff.
Well done to Kenny Keys. He's got the horse a lifetime he's waited to have, and Rich Enough today. Gee, he was comprehensive, I thought. Runner-up's going to be good.
Serious talent, Onerous. I really want to follow him.
Okay, out of the race, Brazen Beau lame. Go Indigo.
Yeah, look, I'm blown away by this horse. He going into this meeting.
The last campaign, obviously capped off by the Caulfield Cup. And the Melbourne Cup run was excellent. And now he's, of course, an Emirates winner, course and distance, and should be ready to peak today. Gets firm, probably for him.
Well, I just love the way he put the race away. He set off them, he overran.
One running of this year's Maccabi.
Racing. And the starters caught them pretty well. Green Moon and Spillway go back in the early part. Faulkner got away well, and Don Dorimo showing some speed with Puissance de Lune. Dissident is up there with them, and Massini about 5 wide from Green Moon is last. 900 left to go. Massini by a length, Dissident, and they've got away 6 lengths in front. Don Dorimo and Faulkner the leader coming around the home turn. Dissident getting a little bit closer, and so too is the field as they diminish that gap on the first 2 horses. Moving into third, placing out wider was Sartorius in company with Faulkner, and Super Cool's on the move behind them, and Boban has threaded through. Schofield's got him in a challenging role. Massini at the 400 from on the outside. Dissident. Boban just behind them trying to find the way through. There's no gap at the moment, and Faulkner's joining in, followed by Puissance de Lune. Dissident narrowly. Faulkner challenging at the 200. Boban with a needle-eye gap on the inside which closed. Now it's Faulkner and Dissident with 100 to go. Dissident the inside and Faulkner. Dissident fighting on really strongly. Dissident just fell in from Faulkner. Wanted a short half head. A length away third, Puissance de Lune. Spillway got home, followed by Sartorius, Green Moon and the unlucky Boban, and further back was Super.
Well, a truly legitimate weight for age star here. Distant, he gets the photo beating Faulkner. What sort of campaign is he in for? Brilliant today, and Puissance de Lune runs a brave third here, but honours go to
a heap of good runs, but let's talk about him. Legitimate big-time player wherever he goes.
He's just gone to a new level, hasn't he, Bruce? His 2 runs, his preparation have been absolutely outstanding. 2 Group 1 wins, and the toughness there.
About there, he might have headed him, and Dissident lifted again. It's just a sign of a very good weight for age horse. He's got that turn of foot. He's got an ability to quicken, and you've got to have that to win weight for age and set weight type racing. And he's got it, and, you know, yeah, he's got to go to the Cox Plate. I don't think there's any other...
Epsom?
Well...
Could they not bring him up to Sydney?
We've only got 7 minutes to go, so I better get stuck in before I wax lyrical about the barriers 12 and 14 winning there in Sydney. The Bobby Lewis comes up next.
He was being followed Bonhoeffer, or Bon Rocket, I should say, and Lonspresso's a fair way back. So is Akavurin. Chatak was back about second last. Speediness is last. 300 to go now. Flambeur's moved up on the inside and went to the lead from Sistine Demon. Alma's Fury running a race. Tango's Daughter putting in a run the inside. Temple of Boom coming within Cahoots, and Chatak with the widest runner. They're starting to storm to the leaders now. Out wider, Chatak was coming with a booming finish. He sprinted up on the outside. Chautauqua races away. Chautauqua draws clear by 2 lengths. Temple of Boom second. In Cahoots and Sistine Demon side. Temple of Boom coming within Cahoots, and Chautauqua the widest runner. They're starting to storm to the leaders now. Out wider, Chautauqua's coming with a booming finish. He sprinted up on the outside. Chautauqua races away. Chautauqua draws clear by 2 lengths. Temple of Boom second. In Cahoots and Sistine Demon for third, with Akavurin and Speediness. Alma's Fury just off them, followed closely in the field Lonspresso.
Wow, what a win. Have a look at this in isolation if you can when you watch the replay. You watch Dwayne Dunn. He basically rides this like he knew that was going to happen. He sat at the back watching the...
But he was half expecting it. You know, he's got a massive opinion.
Spring here and now, and he wins like that first up. You've got to be targeting some good...
2 lengths. Temple of Boom second.
Well, I thought Speediness and Akavurin were good, but then they were in a different race to Chautauqua. Shark just descended on them. Not going to the Epsom, going to stay in Melbourne on here for Chautauqua.
Ridiculous win, Bruce, absolutely ridiculous. I can't remember an easier straight track win from a horse of that class, and he just embarrassed them, really. You know, as you said, Dunn was getting to it. Even the 300 when he asked him to go, he just had so much horse there, and that turn of foot. 21.
First 2 wins. The best part was it was 3 lengths. It was dynamic. She blew them away. She's clearly the one to beat, and she's really come on.
And Costa Lager.
Pova and also First Seal looked at picture health in the yard. Both parade.
Already a surprise, and got out to 380 pretty quickly. He's now back to 360. Peggy Jean, 7.
Red Light Quake in front. Leads by 3/4 of a length on the favourite, Winks, and then First Seal, Lady Sharapova. A half on the outside, Sultry Feeling is wide. Alpha Miss was next, and Peggy Jean back last of all. Hasn't been run to suit her. They've dawdled in front. Nearing the home bend, about 500 to go. Earthquake in front, leads by a neck on Winks on the outside. So first and second favourites head up for home. In front of First Seal, Lady Sharapova, Sultry Feeling. It's Earthquake in front. Winks on the outside. Called on Earthquake, about a neck in front at the moment. Then First Seal. Earthquake's responding here. He'll have to get busy on Winks, and First Seal is running a race on the inside. 3 of them settling down to fight it out. First Seal has hit the lead. Here's a boil over. Beat Winks and Earthquake. Followed by Alpha Miss, and then Sultry Feeling, Lady Sharapova, and Peggy Jean at the back of the field.
Well, we interviewed John Thompson before the race, and First Steel.
She's untapped, very, very high-class filly, and hopefully she can go on to bigger and better things.
We're here for John Thompson. She upset the favourites in this race, and she's bred to get over a bit of ground too. They could get her up over 2,000 metres for sure, maybe more.
She may have been 20 to 1, but there was no fluke in this performance. This is a high-class filly. Always had got a few breaks, but her and Winks are 2 of the best 3-year-old male fillies in Australia. I've got no doubt about it.
Back with Dean Pennant here at Randwick.
Alma's offers furniture, the shorts, the sprint last of the day. Famous Seamus, $20 out to $21. Sessions. Now, as Richo made...
Next followed by Whittington, Terra Vista, now forced out 3 wide. Sessions is directly behind it. And then Villa Verde just looks to be losing a little bit of ground there as they turn. Followed by I've Got the Look. So I'm All the Talk, kicked away up the rise. It's a couple in front, but Terra Vista is coming out of the pack out after it. I'm All the Talk in front. Terra Vista in the centre of the track, moving up out after it. And then Sessions and Famous Seamus. Terra Vista took over with 100 to go. The favourite raced away. And Terra Vista, he is a winner. He goes down to win it from I'm All the Talk or Famous Seamus. I've Got the Look, Sessions. And then came in behind them next. Whittington didn't cost a lot. Wouldn't it be nice?
Let me tell you, he's a serious racehorse. Things didn't go really right. Corey Brown had to push the button early. Oh, I love the way what he...
All right, that's 8 out of 11 for him and sets up a clash with the world's best sprinter, allegedly, in Lankan Rupee. And the Manikato, of course, he runs in the Moya first.
Ride today. In your column today, you say he could be the best sprinter in Australia, Terra Vista.
Well, it's looking one of two, either him or Lankan Rupee, and hopefully by the end of the spring we find out. Now, this horse has never been...
Which is the next race, and that is Lankan Rupee. He's a short price favourite. Will the punters be a little gun shy? The two short price favourites so far.
A length away, last of the 5 with Buffering leading up the side. 1 length in front, Lankan Rupee, Unpretentious to rail. 3/4 away then on the outside, Angelic Light. She gets the Stalkers rolled again, and Rebel Dane a length further back. It's Buffering in front, coming down before the home turn. 1 length in front of Lankan Rupee, who's now just starting to get a little bit closer. Unpretentious, Angelic Light poised for her run. Rebel Dane last, they swing around the turn, and Buffering in front. He's about a half in front of Lankan Rupee. Newitt throwing everything at Lankan Rupee. Buffering nearly a length in front of him. Angelic Light coming on with 100 metres to go. Buffering only narrowly. Lankan Rupee and Angelic Light are coming at him. Buffering hanging on as they go to the line, and he's got it. He's won it again. Buffering, he's fallen in. He's won it by about a long head. Swing around the turn, and Buffering in front. He's about a half in front of Lankan Rupee. Newitt throwing everything at Lankan Rupee. Buffering nearly a length in front of him. Angelic Light coming on with 100 metres to go. Buffering only narrowly. Lankan Rupee and Angelic Light are coming at him. Buffering hanging on as they go to the line, and he's got it. He's won it again. Buffering, he's fallen in. He's won it by about a long head to either Rebel Dane or Lankan Rupee. Rebel Dane really rocketing the inside. They're followed then by Angelic Light, who just petered out a little bit late, and Unpretentious.
You are an absolute champion, Buffering. You've unfortunately chased in his career. He's chased the mighty Black Caviar, and he's just so brave, isn't he? And he's ridden by
Buff's back.
And he's won it.
That's 2 for Buffering Moya Stakes, and
Horse, he has been just a marvel in his own right. Group 1 standard for a number of seasons now.
2 different circumstances, and Froggy didn't adapt. First up, he was soft 1,000 metres, and all he wanted to do was chase from the moment. He jumped a length in front on Friday night. Blind Freddie knew he should have led. He could have led. He would have won the race. Still that...
On 4 Group 1 races in the last 12 months and placed in quite a few as well. His overall record, Ron, 43 runs, 16 wins, 17 placings, nearly all in top company.
Well, his record speaks for itself, doesn't it? We named him the Bulldog, and that is exactly what he...
And strong through the line. I think a softer tempo here suits, because he is a horse that can really rip up a good final 300-metre stanchion. Class act. I think she's come back better this spring than she did last spring when she followed the boy.
It's a few cracks at Stipulate here. We'll see Hayes Dabenig looking for a
bit of movement in the middle stall. They're racing. Happy Trails jumped away evenly. Stipulate goes back. Cracker Jack King began well. Silent Achievers in the first half a dozen as they settle down and try and sort out their order here. When they go by the 800 metres, followed Happy Trails, and back behind those horses, then Silent Achiever on the outside, and then Stipulate and Super Cool on the offer as last of all. Cracker Jack King, he's a big leader down the side. He's been well off the rail in parts, leading from Ladari and Thoughtworthy. Star rolling fourth, and Foreteller fifth the inside. Silent Achiever starting to be niggled at when they corner, and then Happy Trails and Stipulate coming around the turn though, and it's Cracker Jack King about 6 away from the rail. Ladari coming through on the inside, and then Star rolling, Silent Achiever and Happy Trails. Cracker Jack King giving a side at the 200 from Ladari. Foretellers coming now. Happy Trails is lifting. Silent Achiever the outside. Cracker Jack King all out. They swap him. Happy Trails and Foreteller drive to the lead. Happy Trails, Foreteller, they hit it. I think Foreteller a nose to Happy Trails. Cracker Jack King 2 lengths away. Third from Ladari. Silent Achiever ground away, followed by Super Cool. And
does he get his Group 1 again today? Is it Foreteller? It is Foreteller. Gee, Happy Trails sticking over nicely to avenge his Cox Plate defeat of last year. Cracker Jack King away from the fence all race. Silent Achiever okay late here, but
he always tries. He's very honest. I was a little bit worried today because he was a bit handier than usual.
A terrific race, a lot of happy connections coming out of it, but none more so than Neil Werrett and the team with Foreteller. An 11th career victory, another Group 1 first for just over a year. Of course, won the Mackay Lever last year, ran fourth in a Cox Plate thereafter. But
yeah, very much so. He's a special horse to us. He's certainly in his vintage years, but gee, he's got a big heart, as you can see, and No, we were very proud of that yesterday.
I don't know where we're at with these horses getting in. Lucia Valentina is definitely a runner. Number 15, and certainly their $11 band. They Rising Romance. Well, they're
a Turnbull Stakes meeting. If she doesn't put her hand up there, I'm happy to say she'll be a spent force for the spring.
Yeah.
You know, the crunch
Silent
time.
achiever, you mean?
A silent achiever.
First leg of the quaddie. It's the Stan Fox Stakes, a Group 2 level over the 1,500 metres, and a very smart group of 3-year-old colts to go around here. Is it a race in two? Punters think
A length on Modoc, Scissor Kick doing it tough on the outer, then Shooting to Win, Scratch Me Lucky, Award of Merit next from Backman and Volley of Fire. 5 lengths covers them as they round the home turn now with about 450 to run. At it's Valentia from Modoc, Scissor Kick challenging on the outside. Shooting to Win will get the rails run here as the leaders left the fence, and then further back Scratch Me Lucky. It's Valentia in front, Scissor Kicks immediately under the whip. Shooting to Win on the inside, and then further back Volley of Fire. Valentia's in front, but Shooting to Win's grabbed it. He's hit the front now, Shooting to Win. He's sprinted away, and then Valentia and Scissor Kick, and Shooting to Win's going to be too good. Overcomes that slow start. Scissor Kick might get second from Valentia, and then came Backman, followed further back in behind them as they crossed.
running through the line there at the end of 1,500 in the Stan Fox. He's a brother to the super prospect in Deep Field, who we'll discuss later, cost $160,000.
He's still too good. He was a dominant winner there.
He's a very, very good colt, and he's right up there with the best of them. I think the dry track...
Look, you can argue very strongly he wins that race with even luck. That Group 1 I'm talking about up north behind Almalade, who's just won the Scared Stiff of him and made him the danger. Awesome Rock out to 1,400.
Richie's Bickies, but rich enough there, you can see. Top mark of 460.
And they're off. And our Vespa jumps pretty well. Gibberline slow from the outside. Rich Enough began fast, and so did Lucky Tom, and Liberation away very quickly as they run through the first part of the race with Armada up there also. Down now, and it's our Vespa pushing up, but can't hold Liberation, who pressed on with a slender lead. Armada's there, and Rich Enough about 3 wide going on. Lucky Tom in behind them. Soldier Marty's tough enough. He'd done a bit of work, but he's up within the length of the leader now. Our Vespa's third on the inside, a half 2 on the outside. Next is Armada. They're 2 lengths further back to Soldi Damati, who's covering up Lucky Tom, and then came Looks Like the Cat. He's got 7 to make up, and then Convincible and Moonlight Hustler, and Awesome Rock's got away from the rail as they swing around the turn, and it's Liberation first for home with Rich Enough coming at it strongly on the outside, and then Armada. Our Vespa's getting up on the inside. Looks Like the Cat, a fair bit to do, and Rich Enough darted away now past the 200. He's opened up 3 lengths on them. He's away and he's gone. Rich Enough racing away. Looks Like the Cat getting into second placing, but Rich Enough has bolted in by 2 lengths. Looks Like the Cat second and getting up for third. Awesome Rock one outside, and then Armada. Our Vespa's getting up on the inside. Looks Like the Cat, a fair bit to do, and Rich Enough darted away now past the 200. He's opened up 3 lengths on them. He's away and he's gone. Rich Enough racing away. Looks Like the Cat getting into second placing, but Rich Enough has bolted in by 2 lengths. Looks Like the Cat second and getting up for third. Awesome Rock. Wanjina ran on strongly today, and then came Armada, followed by our Vespa.
Wow, what a star. Rich Enough. Worked up early, worked up the hill, but just travelled on beautifully on Michael Rodd's long rein here. Well, a great weekend for Kenny Keys. Well done to him. Rich Enough here, basically. That's 6 lengths quicker than the girls.
Yeah, superstar. Sits up second. He does a bit of work into the breeze from that awkward gate. Just darted away from them. As soon as they straightened, he put a gap on a real quality group of males and race over. Looks like the Cat runs.
His form is so frank now with Brazen Bay going so well in Sydney as well. This horse just keeps climbing the ladder. Every time they put the bar up, he jumps it. And I don't know quite how far he goes. He looks like a genuine sprinter to me. But as a 3-year-old, he might go the mile. He might go a little bit further. This is just a crushing. It looks like the Cat, I think, is a really good 3-year-old, but this horse just put a clinic on.
Could he be one of these freaks that wins the Guineas and comes back and wins the Coolmore?
Could.
Can't say no, can you?
Well, he's 60 there at the moment in the Guineas market.
Well, from what we've seen so far, he's probably deservedly so.
But in this, it's an old-fashioned handicap with Dissident, the big star of the race, with 58 kilos, and they don't carry that very often. to win this race. You've got to go back a long time, and Trust in August down near the minimum here, the favourite at 6.
Home turn followed by Speediness, and well back as they sweep the turn is Gig, and then Elmer's Fury and Cluster into the straight, and it's Sistine Demon, the leader from Trust in August, the first to throw out the challenge, and running on now Dissident, and here comes Late Charge in the line blinkers. Sweet Idea looking for the way clear. Trust in August broke to the lead at the 200. Dissident starting to warm to the task. Ballpoint Akavuran coming, and Sweet Idea getting up on the inside. Dissident race to Trust in August. 50 to go. Dissident takes the lead. He wants to lay in. Trust in August kicks back. A photo finish between Dissident and Trust in August. A bob and go. Who got the bob? Ballpoint charges home and grabs third, just ahead of.
And it's Trust in August, the winner, horse number 13. It's a first Group 1 in Victoria for Darren Weir, and a first Group 1 here for Damien Lane. What a try this horse is. OK, he's got in the first Group 1 here for Damien Lane. What a try this horse is. OK, he's got 6 kilos off the very brave Dissident here, who's tried so hard. Buyers for him, are they just stable mates or what?
No, we had no one for it. John Foote picked him out, and
on Super Saturday at Randwick is the Star Epsom Handicap. A terrific race over the Classic Mile here at Randwick, and into the mounting yard to have a look at
Coda racing greenly at the back of the field. 600 out, it's Fade On in front. Leads from Woodbine. Hooked has had a torrid run. He's coming up around the outside with Laserhawk. They're 3 and 4 wide, followed by Ninth Legion. Royal Descent sits on the back of the leaders as they turn from Lucky Chappie, and He's Your Man is further back, hooked to the outside. It's Fade On in front. Hooked is charging up on the outside, followed by Royal Descent. Liberty's Choice is trying to get through in the middle, so is Boban. He's Your Man is down the outside. Ninth Legion getting a rails run. It's Royal Descent putting ahead in front. He's Your Man is coming after it. Royal Descent a half in front. He's Your Man lunging on the outside. Very tight. He's Your Man, a Royal Descent. Tight finish. Hooks in a photo for third with Honorius, Fade On, and Ninth Legion.
Vanilla, and he'll get it, but which way? Royal Descent, He's Your Man. Oh, very, very close. There's no doubt He's Your Man was in front, and then the bob comes back the other way.
outside.
Is it, you sure?
Oh, I'm not sure.
6 wins, number 6.
6 wins.
He's Your Man gets the Bickies, Jaso. He's Your Man.
He nailed him right on the line. He's Your Man.
They seem to be a happy marriage.
It's been pretty good to me.
The rest of it just played out as it played out. There are a few very good runs in this. Royal Descent, I mean, she's going beautifully.
The ride deserved a better favour.
Yeah,
it was a pearler of a ride.
It was an absolutely gun ride, and look, she just got surprised by this horse on the line. I reckon, you know, if it goes another 10 strides, she fights back and maybe gets her head in front. But so she was.
Defeat, let her have it, and then have the last shot at them. Last start, she was the hunted. Let her become the hunter, because I think she really had 3 winners today, including the Group 1.
He's very kind with his time. Number 2 is First Seal. This is the big danger to Winks, Johnny Thompson and Blake Shin.
Have a look at her. 270. There's not much between them. This is the Group 1 for the 3 older fillies. It's the Coolmore Flight Stakes. Let's head upstairs.
Echo Gal's in front and lead from Press Report. Nothing's made a move as yet, followed by Dynamic Rock. First Seal poised behind the leaders coming to the home turn. And then Winks over on the rail, Thinking of You on the outside, and Lady Sharapova. 5 lengths covers and they turn. He pulls out now on First Seal. It's Echo Gal in front. Lead from Press Report. First Seal is about to pounce on the outside. Winks is trying to go with it and Thinking of You, but First Seal exploded. She raced away at the 200 from Echo Gal. Then Winks, Press Report and Thinking of You, but First Seal, get in the queue if you're on it. It's raced away, and First Seal's going to be much too good. Wins it by 3. Winks is second. Thinking of You might have got third in front of Press Report. Thinking of You, but First Seal exploded. She raced away at the 200 from Echo Gal. Then Winks, Press Report and Thinking of You, but First Seal, get in the queue if you're on it. It's raced away, and First Seal's going to be much too good. Wins it by 3. Winks is second. Thinking of You might have got third in front of Press Report. Then Lady Sharapova, Echo Gal, and last in was Dynamic Rock.
She's the dominant 3-old filly, First Seal. That was electrifying when she...
And Thinking of You might have got 30...
Wow, what a performance. She's emerged on the scene, this $700,000 Fastnet Rock filly under the guidance of John Thompson.
To invest money into Australian racing, and they've got a very smart filly here with First Seal.
Could be the best one he's had, I'd say for sure. She's an outstanding filly. She just blew away a pretty good field there, and she did it with style.
When First Seal went bang like this. He's put 2.5, 3 lengths on Winks in the space of 50 to 100 metres. I mean, that's a very good performance. I don't think Winks went quite as well, the rest of the field was reasonably uncompetitive. So
I'm going to be forgiving for Winks there. I think she's still immature. She's still got a bit of growing and strengthening up to do. Wait for her in the autumn. She's top shelf as well.
This is the Gilgai coming up with a small field, but an intriguing race with the favourite Chautauqua, swooping wide when the last time out, drawing the inside gate here, bounding. Another speed runner list. And all silent. There might be shades of all silent here with Chautauqua. A similar racing pattern here.
Just in behind the speed is Final Crescendo. Now let's see, Chautauqua's plotting his course down towards the inside there. River Lad between horses. Limes back towards the end. Longmar's a long way back in the field, and Smoke and Joey down the outside. Coming to the 300 metres now, and it's bounding the leader from Temple of Burman. Chautauqua getting up on the inside. Il Cavallo wider was beaten off, and then River Lad running on. Here's Chautauqua let go at the clock tower, and he's darted up, and he's claim bounding in Temple of Burman. He's away and gone, and it's going to be a repeated last time. He's racing away impressively again. Chautauqua by 3 or 4 to bounding. Good photo for third. Herman Chautauqua getting up on the inside. Il Cavallo wider was beaten off, and then River Lad running on. Here's Chautauqua let go at the clock tower, and he's darted up, and he's claim bounding in Temple of Burman. He's away and gone, and it's going to be a repeated last time. He's racing away impressively again. Chautauqua by 3 or 4 to bounding. Good photo for third. Getting up on the inside, Final Crescendo will probably get it ahead of River Lad, Temple of Burman, then Il Cavallo, Flambeau.
Wow, what about that? Who said 1 alley was a problem? Wouldn't matter if it had 21 alley, it would have won the same. Great to see the now Maiden because it's just too good, but that's, you know, obviously the Darley's there for him if you want to keep him to straight racing. What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, we're going to decide whether keep him to straight racing or run him in a race like the Emirates. So.
What a bounding. Good photo for third.
Well, bring it on Slade Power, bring on Lankan Rupee, bring on Terra Vista. Wouldn't that be a beaut race up the straight? Bounding maintains that one. This is awesome.
Oh, amazing win again, you know, straight, picked up where he left off in the Bobby Lewis, just cruising in behind the pack there, picking up beautifully and so easily onto the leaders' backs and then exploding away. You know, what an exciting horse. He got me up and out of my seat yesterday screaming and get them up and about and buzzing about the Spring Carnival. Yeah, he's going to be a real hard horse to beat when he goes to that Group 1 Darley Classic. If that's where he goes, they're also talking the Emirates Stakes, Bruce. Touch of all silent about him.
Well, he's pretty good up the straight. Why would you change that?
Oh, exactly, yeah. Take him on.
Exciting horse, Paul.
Those wins down the straight there at Flemington. Overall, he's won 4 out of 9, and he certainly looks like one of the most exciting sprinters in the country at the moment. He just has that wow factor.
The land,
but who would you want to back between him and Lankan Rupee right now?
Well, I want to back Terra Vista.
Well, there's another one next to. Yeah.
There's a couple more that count. You know, we've got some really exciting young talent sprinters that are untapped.
This horse.
He's very good.
He's absolutely explosive. He ran his last 1,000 metres in 54 and change. Now, the record's 55, but that's off a standing start. He's off the flying start here, but have a look at this. He just let him go. Wow. I don't even think he really... He gave him a couple of cuts to keep his mind on the job, but he just keeps getting further in front.
And when you think of it, you know, she's a good mare bounding, and Templar Boom's a fantastic straight course horse, and he made him, I think there was a 6 kilo turnaround in the weights yesterday.
Just left him in his wake.
Exciting prospect. I still look at this market. Here's the you know,
they all turn up on the day. Throw in Deep Field there as well.
Slade Powder. Deep Field's the horse that broke a course record at his second start.
Oh no, that's the race of the spring if it all works.
It won't happen. We won't get them all there. Surely, I'd love to think we would, but.
The Turnbull Stakes. Let's have a look at them. The favourite in the ring is Puissance de Lune, but this super popular horse of Paul Bashara's Happy Trails is your tote favourite, such as the Adelaide.
About 7 off the leader. Lucia Valentina looking for the way clear from the inside. They're being followed as they sweep to the turn. Thoughtworthy is pulled out around sided Achiever. Lucia Valentina. Happy Trails as well back as they corner. And then Green Moon pulled to the outside, and Hawksbird towards the end in company with Shoreham. Entirely Platinum first into the straight from Let's Make a Deal. Here comes Ladari with his run, and Brambles trying to push through as well ahead of Super Cool. Puissance Stallone coming down the outside, and Happy Trails is sneaking runs along the inside. At the 200 metres now, and Ladari and Brambles race up. And here's Lucia Valentina coming with Puissance Stallone. They're down the outside together. It's Brambles, Ladari, and Lucia Valentina joining in. Brambles, Ladari, Lucia Valentina comes home the best, and she's got up and won it. Lucia Valentina by a neck to either Ladari or Brambles for the Miners. They got away to Puissance Stallone, followed closely then.
And I felt that.
Some regards, but all systems go for a fortnight's time.
Yeah, it was, Bruce. I rushed down.
It's the Melbourne Cup. Best Day won there yesterday. There's a heap of tales of woe here, primarily Happy Trails, where the Cox Plate. He's got something to give in the Cox Plate, but Lucia Val.
It's certainly going into a Group 1 race, it's not ideal, so she can improve big time off that.
Yeah, she's come up big time, hasn't she? She was devastating, obviously, first up. And she backed it up yesterday, and boy, she showed them older horses up. These 4-year-olds are really showing these older horses up at the moment. You've got Dissident.
The last 100 metres just sat up on the horse, and the horse finished well back, but he would have finished a lot closer. Lucia Valentina, I didn't give her any.
Track, and this is the first of the Group 1s. It's the Caulfield Stakes for Cathay Pacific. Here's your market for it, and the favourite is Dissident, the local for Peter Moody. It's been the benchmark weight for age horse going into today, and can he come out and bounce into a Cox Plate?
And last towards the turn, Sacred Falls. So Side Glance, a neck in front of Dissident. Crackerjack King coming on. Faulkner right behind them's had a beautiful run. Then Happy Trails and Dear Demi as they sweep around the home turn. And Sacred Falls is still well back. Side Glance is joined on the outside by Dissident now. Faulkner's in the clear running on, and then came Dear Demi, and a break to Sacred Falls. At the 150, Faulkner's raced up. Dissident's wilting a little bit. Sideglance fighting back, and here's Criterion. Faulkner breaks to the lead. Criterion's a late challenger. Faulkner hanging on, and he's got in from Criterion. Sideglance 2 lengths away third. Sacred Falls from last got home to get fourth, and then Happy Trails. Dissident failed to run the trip, and then Sertorius Dear.
What a race, what a race. So much to analyse here. The winner's Faulkner right into the Cox Plate calculations now, then the Melbourne Cup. He's a winner of a Caulfield Cup, now a Caulfield Stakes. He holds off Criterion, who's building nicely for the Cox Plate. Sideglance on.
He was good, and Sideglance solid here. Obviously, the story of the race, Reed Dissident, who was right home betting for the Cox Plate, bled.
Yeah, unfortunate result.
Just a couple of queries on the field. Faulkner favourite from Sacred Falls, Criterion. Sideglance will be out of that market, going to...
He's got a bit of a... It's a year where we're lacking a class horse. He's got a bit of a saintly look about him, this horse, this year, where he could even go on after the Cox Plate and be very, very competitive in another Melbourne Cup.
Yesterday.
He runs it. And Happy Trails was okay. He sticks on well late. Yep. This is the Cox Plate form. Read it as you want to read it and bet accordingly.
The winner of the Cox Plate's in there. Is that what you think?
Well, unless this Adelaide is something out of the box, but I'd be...
Let's see it.
There's the yearly takes. It's opened up $1.70 on Super Tab, number 3, Rich Enough, $1.90.
Indications to their thoughts and clear thoughts when so much must be running through their minds.
Indeed.
Thanks for that. Big market. Have a look. They're still pouring this on for Rich Enough. This was $2.70 early in the week.
And Zululand away quickly, shooting to win, and Moon Over Manhattan are all up there in the early part. And Elmalad's trapped out wide, and he's about the middle of the field. Now, Rich Enough does his work. He gets over, and the favourite finds the lead as he goes to the top of the hill. So it's Chivalry last of all. 7.50 to go, and Rich Enough by a half. Elmalad, a length and a half. Moon Over Manhattan. Looks like the cat having a hard run out wide. He's gone up to fourth, and then Stingray shooting to win, followed by Zebulon. A length further back, Kamayan and Lucky Tom. Zululand nowhere to go as Merion took off, and then Wandjina and Chivalry will be last as they sweep towards the turn. Rich Enough is now being pressured well before the bend by Elmalad. The pressure's right on here as they swing. Shooting to win, poised the outside. Moon Over Manhattan is next, and then looks like the cat. But Rich Enough, he sprinted at the top of the straight. He leads by a length. Coming home well, shooting to win. Inside the 200, it's Rich Enough by a half. Shooting to win, coming at him. They look like fighting it out. Shooting to win on the outside, and Rich Enough. Shooting to win's put his head in front. Kamayon's flying home with Wandjina, but Shooting to Win just in front, and he's won it by a head to Rich Enough. A photo third between Wandjina and Kamayon. A break further back in the field, then came Chivalry and Merion followed back.
I'm not really sure, but you know, it's a bit hard to be too disappointed with him. So, you know, we'll restock and he'll be right.
The jockey at the time is unbelievable. He feels top class, and he looks a top class racehorse. He's very furnished. He's big, strong, got a lot of physique about in Sydney.
Because he's a brother to Deepfield, so the value's there, Shark, isn't it, in terms of no doubt all the studs that were chasing Kenny Keys last week will be chasing Trevor and Penny.
I wouldn't have thought much interest would drop off from Rich Enough either, as you said, just so brave in defeat. Looking back on that Stewart's footage.
But I think people know what I mean there. I still think Rich Enough's a very, very good horse.
I don't think anyone doubts that.
Yeah.
Just a special mention.
Of the day, the City Tats Lightning Stakes. It's a good race coming up. And, well, is this the horse they've all come to see? Maybe. His name is Deepfield. He's a dominant favourite for the race, but some handy horses here to take him on. When we start with Roll, he's just cruising around the yard here. He's 3 for 3.
And look, he's on the limit weight. He drops 4 kilos.
5 off the lead, and Aeronautical is at the back. Into the straight, Deepfield from Barbed. That's a good idea, Ken Seller. Shamalia in 5. Wouldn't it be nice to the outside from Aeronautical? Deepfield under a hold. They top the rise. It leads by a length to Barbed. That's a good idea. Shamalia down the outside. Deepfield, he hasn't moved. 150 metres to go now. He does. 2 lengths. That's a good idea. Shamalia, Barbed. But Deepfield is coming away explosive again. A big winner. Deepfield by 2.5. That's a good idea. Shamalia, Barbed, Aeronautical, Ken Seller. Wouldn't it be nice last in 103.39? Wow.
That's what they came to see, and he didn't disappoint. He makes it 4 from 4. We've seen 2 very serious.
What we get up every morning for when you're a kid at 15, 16 years old. To ride horses like him, yeah, it's a big thrill, Rich.
And the sectionals were very good on the way that the track was playing. 33 Melbourne on the strength of that performance.
Valley Classic.
Well, would they take on Chautauqua? I'm not quite sure. That's the.
Would it be the deep end? Would it be the deep end?
I don't think at this stage. I don't think it's got a hope of beating Chautauqua.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind owning the mare though. Listen here.
Yeah.
Shooting to win, Deepfield.
What about Northern Meteor?
Underneath Brent Navdullah, I thought he might have been just one of these fierce-going sprinters, but when they left him alone, he come back underneath Avdullah and just bowed the head there, and that's what I like to see, good horses being able to relax no matter what distance they're in. And look, this is a good win without wowing about it. It was he was left alone. He sprinted home. Fence there eyeing him off. So
well, his brother won a Group 1 last week, didn't he? Shooting to win. His
younger brother
won the Caulfield Guineas.
Look,
the Brent Zarafa, Brent. Doesn't it? I'm not sure what it says, but I like it. I'm liking what he's putting out here today. This is a very good Japanese stayer, this one. At his best 2,400 metre run, putting out here today, this is a very good Japanese stayer, this one. At his best 2,400 metre run, he was 4th, beaten a length to Gentle Donna, who is a global superstar. That was in a Japan Cup last year. He beat home Dunedin in that race, who we've seen win a Caulfield Cup. Top weights recently have won this race include Northerly Viewed and Dunedin. He'd be better at Flemington at 2 miles, but he can win this.
He's playing well enough, Shark. He's second up here today.
Caulfield, it is the Cup, the Caulfield Cup for 2014. And they, as you can see, are in the race. This has been for so many years. So many champions have won it. One of my earliest memories.
Up next. Well, let's go to Greg Miles for the 2014 Crown Gold Nail Caulfield Cup.
Taking off now is Ladari with his run, and then came Admire Recti, and behind them is Stipulate as they race down the side. It's Seamoon, the leader from Hawkspur, and Brambles. Janu putting in a run at the 600 metres. Staying to the inside is Rising Romance, and she's getting beautiful rails runs there, and Ladari starting to come into it, and also Green Moon has got through near the inside, but Rising Romance along the rails has taken the lead with Brambles, followed by Hawkspur. Wide of Moriarty and Who Shot the Barman, and Admire Recti and Lucia Valentina have come extremely wide. Rising Romance down to the 200, led by 2 lengths from Brambles, Hawkspur, Ladari. Here's Admire Recti starting to run on, but Rising Romance at the 100 by about a length and a half. Admire Recti mows her down. Admire Recti raced up to Rising Romance. They come to the line. Admire Recti in the last stride beat Rising Romance. A photo third. Lucia Valentina flashed home. I think she might have and Lucia Valentina have come extremely wide. Rising Romance down to the 200, led by 2 lengths from Brambles, Hawkspur, Ladari. Here's Admire Recti starting to run on, but Rising Romance at the 100 by about a length and a half. Admire Recti mows her down. Admire Recti raced up to Rising Romance. They come to the line. Admire Recti in the last Stride beat Rising Romance. A photo third. Lucia Valentina flashed home. I think she might have got it ahead of Brambles, Ladari and Areldo. Hawkspur, Janoob, followed by Green Moon, Seismos, Big Memory.
We saw iPopper, Delta Blues, Pop Rock all run well in it, but the best horse in the race, I'm sure Greg Carpenter's pleased. Not about him. 58 kilos. Admire Racti wins. Rising Romance couldn't have been given a better Rising Romance, but that excuses. This is the best stayer, a mile and a half, and bring on the Melbourne Cup.
He is a beast, Bruce. He's a beast, this boy, Myrak. He's got the pom-pom on his head. He's got the pom.
Too strong.
At around 12.80 and 4.40 on the tote. 13 into $11 on track. Really well backed. Rising Romance, $12 for a
present and then close on you.
And James was absolutely mystified that a horse was able to run him down, because he said when he kicked on the turn, he said Rising Romance really sprinted quickly. He said he thought he'd done more than enough to get a home in the race. He said it just goes to show how strong these Japanese stayers are.
And Richie Kondo, the colourful owner.
Wonderful job with her, and she wasn't stopping. I honestly could not believe I got beat. Seriously, I was godsmacked. One ran past me.
She had us in the Japan Cup last year behind Gentle Donna. Look, we've seen it before, Richard. These Japanese horses, they're very, very hard to beat.
Look, I've said it a million times, but people underestimate how strong the Japanese racing industry is. It is incredibly strong. We don't see many of their horses come down here. Admire Racti would be in their top 10 horses. Don't let people think he's a C grade or he's a handicapper over there. He's not. He's one of their top 10 horses. But to be able to travel, sit 3 deep on a track you've never seen before, not having had a run for 167 days, it's just a phenomenal effort from a phenomenal racehorse. And
behind him.
What were the good Melbourne Cup trials?
Well, eyes for the winner. You know, what do we do with him? How do we... Interesting tomorrow, 11:30. Well, week we were saying, oh, this protectionist, he's going to run a short price favourite. Here we go. A week later now, we've got Admire Racti and Lucia Valentina. Hard.
See their Group 1 chance in the big one, $1 million. A weight for age sprint, and it is a classic race. 12 runners, 8 of them already Group 1 runners. And let's have a look at the runners, and we'll chat to all the key trainers as we build up to the big one, the Sporting Bet Manikato Stakes. Weight for age over 1,200 metres, and we start with the...
Racing now. Buffering began fast. Lankan Rupee beat him out, and Newitt put his foot straight on the accelerator, and it's Lankan Rupee the leader, but Buffering kicking up is about 3/4 away. Also showing speed, Not Listening to Me, Temple of Burman, bounding, went forward, but she couldn't get in. She's gone back, and Lankan Rupee sped across, and at the 800 he's in front by a length and a half. Buffering to second, Not Listening to Seamus 2 lengths away, so Lankan Rupee tries to back it off, leads by 3/4 to Buffering, a length and a half. Not Listening to Me, Temple of Boom wide, Angelic Light in the centre. They're followed then by Moment of Change coming around the outside, and Terra Vista can't get a run, and Nork and Rebel Dane, and Lankan Rupee's going for home. Buffering's trying to go with him. Lankan Rupee about a length in front, and then Temple of Boom, Not Listening to Me. Down the outside, Terra Vista, Lankan Rupee in front, Buffering trying to get him. Lankan Rupee 3/4 clear. Down the outside, Terra Vista flying home. They swarm to the line, about 5 or 6 across. Lankan Rupee, I reckon he might have held on. They're everywhere across the course here. Famous Seamus, Terra Vista, Lankan Rupee in front. Buffering trying to get him. Lankan Rupee 3/4 clear. Down the outside, Terra Vista flying home. They swarm to the line, about 5 or 6 across. Lankan Rupee, I reckon he might have held on. They're everywhere across the course here. Famous Seamus, Terra Vista, Rebel Dane, Angelic Light. Don't hold me to any of these placings for sure. Buffering is just off them. Temple of Boom weakened.
He does not get any better than that, and the world's highest ranked sprinter will win. Lankan Rupee. Well, Craig Newitt just said, guys, congratulations. Excitement or relief?
Oh, gee, I was very relieved. It was a gutsy ride. It was a gutsy decision to cross Buffering, but certainly...
6 across. Lankan Rupee, I reckon he might have
Still worth watching, isn't it? It is quite amazing. Okay, there's 28 unlucky runners in a 12-horse field. Lankan Rupee ran about races in total. I'll say, best horse won on the night. Okay.
No doubt in the world, best horse won on the night. Did all the work early, and then was brave in the end. Yeah, there was only unlucky.
Attracted from the excitement.
Well, it was a bit like Rubitano's Newmarket when there was, but now because it was the Valley, it was even better.
Did Terry Bailey
on Friday nights, did he feel like the same horse that absolutely dominated the sprints in the autumn?
He did, mate. What he did Friday night, I think he's probably the only horse in Australia that could have done it both ends and held on. I think his sectionals from the 1,000 to the 600 was 21.3 or something, which not many horses can do it, let alone
maintain it.
Let alone sustain it. He didn't get much of a breathe. That I had to get going again, and I know there was a lot of hard luck runs behind him, but no horse had a tougher run than him. And he can line up again, and then you've got the couple of other ones. So it's going to be a great race.
Okay, we might just have one.
And the Cox Plate is making its way down at the straight. Oh, it's what an exciting. Touching on the market for the Cox Plate, 23 minutes out, where Faulkner and Super Tap is still a $4.10 favourite.
$7.49 and $6 on Tats. There you go. Faulkner's your favourite.
Runners about to be called in. They're at the stalls. For Sporting Bet Cox Plate, they're up. Happy Trails went up in the air. He's missed it badly down on the inside. Faulkner began well. Wandjina goes forward. Sideglance got away quickly. Adelaide eases. The Cleaner away fast on the outside. He's up there with Sideglance, Almalad. And just off them, Faulkner. Here's the first turn coming up. And Wandjina, the 3-year-old, kicks up to hold the lead. Not for long, though, because the Cleaner's on his mission out wide. Sideglance up there with Almalad. He's still 3 wide. So the Cleaner's still 4 deep past the 1,600. And Faulkner gets a lovely trail off that leading quartet. He's in 5th placing. A further 2 lengths further back in the field came Happy Trails, who's over on the rails. There's Swainus, or rather Adelaide, starting to move around the outside now as they go to the 800 metres, and then Guest of Honour, Sacred Falls, Criterion, and Swainus is now back last. So the Cleaner, this is where he puts his foot down, and he leads by 2.5. Arnold winding it up in the Cox Plate. From in 2nd placing, Wandjina around the outside of Almalad. Here comes Faulkner with his run, followed by Sideglance. Back behind those horses, then Silent Achiever starting to thread away through the field with Royal Descent. And Adelaide's on a mission around the outside. He's coming with a swooping run now. To the home turn, the Cleaner joined by Wandjina and Faulkner. Adelaide continuing his resolute run around Silent Achiever and then Sideglance. Faulkner first for the judge. Adelaide ran to 2nd from Silent Achiever and Sideglance. 100 metres to go. It's Faulkner tackled by Adelaide. Silent Achiever's coming home well. Adelaide, Faulkner. Adelaide on the outside in front, and Adelaide has won the Cox Plate. From a lineup, Faulkner's will descent, and Adelaide's on a mission around the outside. He's coming with a swooping run now. To the home turn, the Cleaner joined by Wandjina and Faulkner. Adelaide continuing his resolute run around Silent Achiever and then Sideglance. Faulkner first for the judge. Adelaide ran to 2nd from Silent Achiever and Sideglance. 100 metres to go. It's Faulkner tackled by Adelaide. Silent Achiever's coming home well. Adelaide, Faulkner. Adelaide on the outside in front, and Adelaide has won the Cox Plate. From a lineup, Faulkner's there with Sideglance, Fortella, Happy Trails, all in photo finishes. Close up as Silent Achiever. Just behind them is the Cleaner. Followed then
victory, and it goes to the powerful Coolmore operation for Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore. This horse who started his life on the racetrack a year ago at Leopardstown on wet ground, winning a maiden, wins his Cox Plate in Australia for Ryan Moore in cracking time. 2:3.76, just 2/10 outside Martin Power's record. That's how hard they went. They went the first 1200 in 1:14.
7, 2 and 9 numbers confirmed for the Cox Plate. Took off wide, no trail from a long, long way. Had to be 1,000 metres out. And just kept coming and coming.
And he had to come back around here, but it was a phenomenal performance. Don't worry about looking for unlucky runners. No. He took off before the 1,000 and just kept going to the top of the straight.
To shoot there, and he pops out. You can't believe a horse, a 3-year-old Northern Hemisphere time, can sustain a 1,000-metre run like this, proving his absolute quality.
No, I think that's right. I mean, that was a... It might have run, it might have been equivalent to a 2,400 anyway. So, you know, he had the staying ability to kick in, and I think we saw that today.
I thought his biggest asset coming in was going to be if he could get a drag up and then outdash them. And he did. Because I've seen his great turn of foot in Europe and in America. That was another level.
And they're cleaning us up. But, you know, we've got to ask ourselves some hard questions. Our biggest races are all middle distance and long distance races, and here we are. We've got nothing.
Well, hopefully we can win the sprints during the carnival.
We opened the door, and in they came.
They certainly did.
They're becoming very expensive, and I do believe that there is a place for the staying kind of stallion to produce that kind of horse. I think the tide will turn, and I think that with horses like Adelaide, like Camelot, like It's a Done Deal and others, I think that we will produce those horses ourselves.
James, tell us a little. The favourite for the race?
Oh, he was brave. He carted the field up, and, you know, obviously the time says it was a pretty high-pressure race, and nearly broke the course record, although the track was playing fast, I must say. But, look, go onto his nose, he just knuckles there, and you'll see Happy Trails rare as well.
Nearly fell there.
You know, if we can go back and see Happy Trails in barrier 2, he goes up in the air, and he's lost 2 lengths.
His opinion might change. Yeah, that's exactly right. Speed point of view here. How do you back and forth?
So the great thing, the great point is here, or the great...
Through. Yes. 11.31 Wandjina, a late scratch. The inside of Kermadec sharing 3rd and 4th. Stratum Star looks to have been on a wide run for much of the race ahead of Tiny Dancer and then Capset. Back behind those down on the inside is Mahaney from Ron's Moss, and then High World peering out wide, followed then by Just Away Careless. And as Cadelli is going to need a big burst, she's last as they're bunched a little around the turn. In the Carbine Club, our Vespa's going to be the first for the judge. Straightened up narrowly with on the outside Burning Passion, and joining in is Stratum Star on the outside. He finds the lead a good way from home. Then Capset, followed by Kermadec trying to work home, and here's High World coming on as Cadelli. She's got out into the clear with Careless there, the widest runners. Stratum Star down to the 200. He's going to have to be as brave as we've seen of him. He's a length in front of Kermadec coming home, and then High World, Manhattan Avenue. Stratum Star, Kermadec coming hard on the outside. Kermadec race to Stratum Star, and Kermadec beat Stratum Star by a head. 3 lengths away third, Manhattan Avenue from High World.
There's a lot of promise about Kermadec, the 3-year-old son of Teofilo, start number 3, wins a group race on Derby Day. First, you've got $5.40 and $1.90 straight into the account. 2-9.
Only third career start, $260,000 Teofilo Kermadec, named after the Kermadec Trench in the Pacific Ocean.
Second favourite, it was battling it out with Rubik and also Brazen Bow. Brazen Bow's going for a bath now when you consider it was around the $6 mark on Wednesday night. Sprint called the Coolmore Stud Stakes, and we start with...
It'll be our TVN market mover, second for the day, 320 into 290. Interesting tweet from Sam there. Brazen Bow, the pick from the yard. Of course, a Forgive run behind, rich enough a couple of runs ago.
But the outside would have the lead. The Flying Elapings out there with Rich Enough and A Time for War. Just in behind them is Armada, and they're followed by Sizzak, kick closer to the middle ahead of Hassan Eagle, and back behind those horses at the head of the others, Brazen Bow trying to work his way into it. They come towards the 500 metres. Down on the inside, still Rubik shows the way ahead of Earthquake and Nostradamus. Out on this side, it's Eloping still from Time for War. Rich Enough still with something to give. Brazen Bow's going to come the widest, and also Sizzak kick closer to the inside. Earthquake went to Rubik down on the inside as they went to the 300 metres. On this side now, Brazen Bow's coming with a barnstorming run ahead of Rich Enough, and Kuro starting to come. The outside has it here. It's Brazen Bow the leader from Delectation and Kuro. Brazen Bow in front of Kuro and the Delectation. Brazen Bow in front, and Brazen Bow's won it from Delectation by a length of neck to Kuro, and they were a long way in front of Armada, Eloping, Hassan Eagle and Rich Enough. Earthquake beat them home on the inside, but they weren't in the hunt. Ahead of Gibberlines and Scissor Kick, Bring Me the Maid.
He is the Magic Man, Joe Moreira, and the Magic Man, Chris Waller. He trains the Quinella in the first of the Group 1s on Derby Day. He gets an early double. He's the dominant trainer in Sydney. He's becoming the dominant trainer in Melbourne.
An exceptional talent, isn't he? He's rounded off and beaten a red-hot field of 3-year-olds decisively. A terrific win, terrific future. The 9 Delectation...
by her, but... Clearly, things have changed. The Colts have now taken over from the fillies.
Brazen Bow beats Delectation. Great result for a big bunch of owners from Queensland, the Gold Coast on-track thoroughbred. Chris, and you've done some thinking with this horse too.
There, and the 3 Sydney horses just cleared out from the rest. It was 6 lengths to the next one. And that was a tough race.
Sitting behind him, had a sitting shot on him and had cover. Look, a brilliant stallion-making race. That horse will be a stallion, but I have to give, make note of I Am Invincible.
Yeah.
The sire of that horse is just doing
an amazing job.
A tremendous job. So he could be one of our next star stallions on the rise.
Yep. No doubt.
Brambles heading to the Cup out of the McKinnon this year. The race has, however, now become one of the more competitive on Derby Day, and it was no different in 2014. Criterion and Rising Romance, both Group 1 winning 3-year-olds in the autumn, were among the leading contenders, as was He's Your Man, looking to give Walla and Marira another Group 1. And the always consistent at this level, Happy Trails.
So it's Brambles coming down towards the home turn. He's the leader from Mourinho. Farage out wider. Amrella's waiting on the run with Star rolling behind them, and then Criterion and Hawkspur, and He's Your Man out a bit wider ahead of Rising Romance in the orange colours. So they swing into the straight now past the 500 metres. Brambles against the inside from Mourinho. Farage strikes on the outside. Star rolling. They're followed then by Amrella, and down the outside Criterion and He's Your Man. They're coming in. Happy Trails the widest right across the track. Here it's Farage on the outside. Here's Joe starting to wind up. He's Your Man and Happy Trails for Ollie. These great riders come to the lead together. Happy Trails on the outside and He's Your Man. Happy Trails and He's Your Man. Happy Trails the outside. He's Your Man. Oh, nothing in that. Happy Trails and He's Your Man, and a great photo ahead of Farage.
It was a stirring battle between two of the best, Damien Oliver on Happy Trails and Joe Marira on He's Your Man, with the local getting the Group 1 glory. The win after luckless runs in earlier spring features was the Paul Bashara trained Gelding's third Group 1 success. Each coming
through them. Shark, your top 4 for Tuesday.
Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Admire Ratke to do it for Japan. I've been with him.
Admire Ratke. Defied what was a slowly run Caulfield Cup. I think he'll relish 2 mile.
Form and Mutual Regard is a horse that I'm quite keen on. To beat Faulkner, Admire...
It is.
Yeah, I'm well aware of... Yeah, Admire Ratke, obviously.
The boy from Berrywillock, Sign Off. He was teased with it with She's Archie. Took Macabre to win.
Run there in the Herbert Power last time out. It was an eye-catching run. He's my tip to beat.
From Faulkner. Admire Ratke and Lucia Valentine.
For Protectionist as well.
Goodness
I think Protectionist will beat...
Protectionist on top as well. I think he's the clear winner. Sign Off, I think he's got a sense of timing.
Believe that there's been 6 of us on and we've all tipped the same horse. If I could change...
Admire Ratke and Faulkner. But here is the market for the Emirates Melbourne Cup on Tuesday. Admire Ratke.
Of course, Sea Moon as well. First run in 1861, and for the jockeys and the... Let's have a look at the market. Do we have a market mover here for the Emirates Melbourne Cup?
Well, they're back to few.
By Ladari, Willing Foe, Gatewood, well back in the field is Opinion and Who Shot the Barman, Lucia Valentina on the rail, followed by Mutual Regard, Areldo, Protectionist, Unchain My Heart, Precedence towards the end with Mr. O'Kieran, and Seismos was still last, coming around the turn now, and Brambles is the first one to race up and challenge My Ambivalent as they swing around the bend. They're being followed by Red Cadeau, poised for his run, and so is Sign Off, and Au Revoir's wider, followed by Gatewood. Admire Ratke's well back, Opinion is pulled out, Mutual Regard is threading through, and so too Protectionist. Red Cadeau hits the front, Sign Off coming after him with 300 metres to go. Willing Foe starting to run on down the outside, and Protectionist is bursting through. Protectionist raced to Red Cadeau, Who Shot the Barman, and then Sign Off, but Protectionist raced away at the 100 metre mark. It's Germany's Melbourne Cup. Protectionist by 3 lengths to Red Cadeau, and Protectionist bolted in the cup by 3. Red Cadeau second again, Who Shot the Barman. My Ratke's well back, Opinion is pulled out, Mutual Regard is threading through, and so too Protectionist. Red Cadeau hits the front, Sign Off coming after him with 300 metres to go. Willing Foe starting to run on down the outside, and Protectionist is bursting through. Protectionist raced to Red Cadeau, Who Shot the Barman, and then Sign Off, but Protectionist raced away at the 100 metre mark. It's Germany's Melbourne Cup. Protectionist by 3 lengths to Red Cadeau, and Protectionist bolted in the cup by 3. Red Cadeau second again, Who Shot the Barman third, and then Sign Off. Willing Foe, Precedent to Reldo, followed by Au Revoir, Seismos, Faulkner, Lucia Valentina and Nick Brambles, Unchain My Heart, Janoob, Ladari, and then My Ambivalent, who went...
All about the German and Ryan Moore. It was the Cox Plate on an Irish colt, and now it's the Melbourne Cup on a German stallion. Take a bow.
And you see Ryan Moore now, he wants to come out here, but no, they shut the gate there, pushes him back inside. Is it the Foe, William Foe, whatever it is?
William Foe, yeah.
And then and that's when he got the gap, and now Explosion.
He ran the last furlong here, 11.6. Now, the sprinters on the day weren't going that quick. This is the end of 2 miles. Obviously, Red Cadeau was fantastic. Mossy gave Hoosh at the moment a Mackay Diva-like ride.
A peach of a ride.
But look at the ever-widening margin here. As good a Melbourne Cup win as you've seen since one of Mackay Divas, I'd say.
Absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? Just incredible to see him power away.
I reckon. But what a star he is. What a great ride by Ryan Moore. Just put him to sleep on the fence. He found the fence. He just did everything right. And how strong was he? Be interested. Everything.
The world is at this horse's feet. This is perhaps the most dominant win in a Melbourne Cup I've ever seen. The margin was huge. I think it was the biggest margin on a dry track since the 90s.
Do you think the depth was there?
Let's have another look at him here. And what about Red Cadeau, just as we have a look at this replay? He's run second in three Melbourne Cups.
Amazing.
Incredible. I wonder if you'll...
It's here at Flemington on a very warm day. Mick Goody and his team put a lot of irrigation on. But Brent Zarafa joins me. I think it's claimed its first of the features, and many believe the highlight of the entire Cup Carnival being the Dali Classic. If you like Chautauqua, $2.60 is available to double figures the rest. What a race this is. This is the 2014 Dali Classic. Wait for a
change. Back behind them, Temple of Boom as they settle fully into stride down towards the inside, and they're fairly tightly bunched. Temple of Boom is followed by Cluster over on the outside, and then Terra Vista sidesteps a good way back in the field. Slate Power's got up to be about 4th or 5th. Now let's see as they run down towards the 500-metre mark. Chautauqua was buried away over on the inside, trying to find a way through, buffering the leader. 500 left to go from Lankan Rupee. Platelet right up there. Slate Power behind them on the rail for Moment of Change. Chautauqua starting to work into the race now, and then Driefontein, Cluster and Rebel Danes right down the outside. Lankan Rupee moved to the lead now at the 200 metres. Buffering won't let him have it on his own. Here's Terra Vista weaving through, and Chautauqua, they're coming. Lankan Rupee in front. Terra Vista about to claim him, and now Chautauqua. Terra Vista's hit the lead though. Terra Vista in front, and Terra Vista won it by a head. Chautauqua. Lankan Rupee's run 3rd. Slade Power behind them on the rail for Moment of Change. Chautauqua starting to work into the race now, and then Driefontein, Cluster and Rebel Danes right down the outside. Lankan Rupee moved to the lead now at the 200 metres. Buffering won't let him have it on his own. Here's Terra Vista weaving through, and Chautauqua, they're coming. Lankan Rupee in front. Terra Vista about to claim him, and now Chautauqua. Terra Vista's hit the lead though. Terra Vista in front, and Terra Vista won it by a head. Chautauqua. Lankan Rupee's run 3rd. Moment of Change buffering, followed by Famous Seamus, Rebel Dane. Back behind them, sidestep Driefontein, Slade.
Terra Vista wins. He's a star sprinter, and he's come over the top and win. And Chautauqua lost no admirers there. He was held up. He was in a...
It's another Group 1. Chautauqua, brilliant ride from Dwayne Dunn to get off the inside. But Terra Vista's come from behind him and beaten him. So you cannot knock the win of Terra Vista. An outstanding win. Chautauqua just how much. Gee, he tried hard. He knuckled down late again. He came again. And they've just got the better of Lankan Rupee, and they've got away from the rest of them. 3 stars. 3 stars of the Turf Shark.
Good moment, Terra Vista, for you coming from back in the field. Yeah, he's a serious horse, this, and you're going to hear a lot more of him. He'll be the best sprinter in the country come the autumn. And Joe has said that. Love him.
At Lankan Rupee for a fleeting moment looked like he'd land another major, but these two just too good coming back from off the speed. Look, Chautauqua.
Well, fair dinkum contest going to the best sprinter. No arguments after the event. Terra Vista.
Terra Vista, big performance there. Hugh Bowman and Joe Pride claiming a Group 1. 1:08.79 was the time. Terra Vista has won 9 out of 13. So he was 2 for 2 down the straight before yesterday.
He was gallant in defeat. Yeah, look, he was Wait for Age, 3rd up there. He's a raw talent like the winner, and I don't think there's much between them really. Terra Vista he was very, very good, but 2. I'd suggest 2 or maybe 3 exciting sprinting types there, obviously.
I'm trying to work out whether Lankan Rupee's not as good as he was or is exactly the same as he was, and these two have just emerged and are now better.
Plenty of fluid nature about the market here. Stratum Star, 310 at the 340. Big move for Lord
Castle back on the inside, and then Barisha. Followed behind them, Chill Parties held up with Ungrateful Ellen, and Petrology as last as they put the 600 behind them. On the turn in the Guineas now, Zululand moved up to Sinan against the rail. Stratum Star behind them looking for the way clear, and then Lord Aspen, followed by Careless, and behind them Rekindled Power, Pop the Question, and Petrology's coming right down the outside with Berisha, and Ducal Castle's getting up on the rail. There's a many chances coming to the 200 metres. Stratum Star, Lord Aspen, and Petrology. Petrology swamps them from last. He's racing away. He's 2 or 3 lengths in front of Stratum Star and Lord Aspen, and Petrology starting to race away, and he's bolted in the Guineas by 2 lengths. Stratum Star. Berisha's got up for third, and Ungrateful Ellen flies for fourth ahead of Lord Aspen.
Huge win this. Great renewal of the race. Petrology, David Hayes and Tom Dabenig. Stratum, isn't it? Sure is.
1,500 for the mares. And away they go. Avis Delight missed it by 2, Nautical by 1. And She's Clean is the first. And Judicial Rock is first for the judge from Shadows of the Mist, and She's Clean on the rail. They're followed Estonian Princess wanting to lay in a little bit, and then Co. Double D, Spitfire Lady. Where are the favourites? Politeness starting to make some ground. Rays of Choice is under a lot of pressure, and so too Belle de Coeur. They've got a fair bit to do. Judicial Rock went to the 200. She's running on empty, but she's 2.5 lengths in front. Here's Politeness. She's starting to storm up the middle of the course now. Judicial Rock grabbed by Politeness with about 50 to go. Rose of Choice is coming, but Politeness dashed away and won it by 1.5 lengths. Judicial Rock. Avis Delight got up for third. Rose of Choice fourth, and then Estonian Princess. Nadeem.
Well, that's more like it. Politeness. Well done to Phil Sly. Robert Smurden wins the first and the last. Nick Hall gets Petrology and Politeness home, and that was a case of just watching Nick and going, going to hang on. I'll let the second gear go, then the third gear, and the fourth into overdrive, and away we go. Well done, Nick.
One's the Railway Stakes and the Cleaner. He's got a colt following. He's a wonderful galloper, and he'll go straight to the front. Will they run him down? Time will tell. Elite Bell 6 into 5.50. Here he is.
See, mouthed off a bit to the owners how well he pulled up and everything.
By the 950, and the line of Longford leads the way. It's the Cleaner by 1.5 lengths. Fuchsia Bandana's running second, a similar margin. Then on the inside, Platinum Rocker. Over on the outside is Elmer's Fury, who's handily placed in front of Fancy Feet. Next is Smokin' Joey. They're followed by Respondent down on the rails at the 650. The grey It's a Hymns outside of Bass Strait and Damarino. Chester Road, Belmont Girl are well back in the field, and they're being followed by Moriarty. Down on the inside, Elite Bell. She'll have to pogo stick over the field to win from there. She's jammed in on the rails. Mr. Moet's well back, and so's Ranger. The Cleaner led them for home in the railway. Fuchsia Bandana pounced on him quickly though and hit the front 1.5 lengths. Responded. Smokin' Joey and It's a Him are running on, and Amarino's down on the rail with Elmer's Fury running on. Fuchsia Bandana 100 left to go. Getting through is Elite Bell. Strike Me Peaky threaded the eye of the needle. Elite Bell storms through in the middle. Hit the lead. What a magnificent win. And a gem by Moriarty. Down on the inside, Elite Bell. She'll have to pogo stick over the field to win from there. She's jammed in on the rails. Mr. Moet's well back, and so's Ranger. The Cleaner led them for home in the railway. Fuchsia Bandana pounced on him quickly though and hit the front 1.5 lengths. Responded. Smokin' Joey and It's a Him are running on, and Amarino's down on the rail with Elmer's Fury running on. Fuchsia Bandana 100 left to go. Getting through is Elite Bell. Strike Me Peaky threaded the eye of the needle. Elite Bell storms through in the middle. Hit the lead. What a magnificent win, and a gem of a ride. Elite Bell wins the railway. They were queuing up for second and third. Belmont Girl and Moriarty, Smokin' Joey, Bass Strait and Fuchsia Bandana. I'll leave that all to the judge to sort out. From the Cleaner, following in Chester Road, Fancy Feet and Platinum Rockers amongst the last of them in. Well, did you see that ride on Elite Bell? She needed a bit of luck, or Pike needed a pogo stick to get over the top of them from where he was. But he rode like a demon. And this mare, with an electrifying turn of foot, has speared through, literally threading the eye of the needle with 150 metres left to go.
Only her 23rd career start. She also won the Prince of Wales Stakes first up this campaign. The winning jockey was Willie Pike, one of the top riders in where he was going to go at about the 500 metre mark. He had to come weaving through the field there, but he got her home.
Wow, that was a ride. They call him the Wizard over there, and I can see why. His ride meant was the difference between winning and losing. He certainly is. So look, I thought Moriarty's third there was a beauty as far as the Kingston Town's concerned. Yeah. He saw
final field obviously not out until Tuesday week, but if you look at that, Disposition, who we'll talk about shortly, not guaranteed. Raced a bit flat yesterday. Fiat on...
Bet around the $5 mark, and that was after its run in the Railway Stakes a couple of weeks ago in the mix as well from a local point of view. And then you got to the 3-year-olds Rommel and Disposition down the bottom.
4 as they race to the 600 metres, coming towards the home turn. The leader, Rebel Sun, 3/4 of a length on Fuchsia Bandana. Going up now is Rommel. Disposition back behind those, searching for a run. Now White pulls Moriarty away from the fence to get into open space, followed by Pop Culture, who headed the remainder. Mr. Moet down on the rail behind those. Fuchsia Bandana hits the lead. She got a length and a half in front. Rommel's gone. Disposition's not, though. He's still coming, and so's Moriarty. 150 to go. Fuchsia Bandana the leader, Disposition, and now Moriarty coming up the 3-year-old. It's Disposition, Moriarty, stride by stride. They went to the line, dead heat. I couldn't pick it. Moriarty dived at Disposition. Leave it to the judge. An absolute thriller in the Kingston town. Not sure about third either. Elite Bell got going, and Rommel kicked again from Smokin' Joey, and it's a him from last, Mr. Moet. Followed then by Fuchsia Bandana, Bass Straight. At the head of the others, Pop Culture, Rebel Sun. Ridden by Douglas White, has won in a nail-biter from the 3-year-old star Disposition, ridden by William Pike.
And Moriarty wins the Kingston Town Classic for Douglas White, the Hong Kong jockey, coming down to ride for Chris Waller, and all concerned to win the railway with Moriarty, who...
And gave it to Moriarty. Yes, that gives Chris Waller 10 Group 1 wins for 2014, the calendar year. He's won 8 since the 1st of August, so an incredible record. It's going to be a bumper season for him. The horse had run a terrific...
Oh, what a marvellous horse he is. He's gone through a Sydney Carnival, a Melbourne Carnival, and now he's in Perth. He's as tough as teak.
Winners and several placings has skipped away. Brett Davis's tip earlier in the day.
On Secret Sham, last year's winner Glorious Days taking closer order. Grand Prix Boss forced deeper. Then Fierro from Hannah's Goal. World Aces hugging the fence and pinching plenty of ground on the turn. Further back to Trade Storm now. Marrera looking to angle somewhere here on Able Friend. He's all strung up into the straight. He's got Hannah's Goal and he's outside. Gold Fund might be gone here. Secret Sham and Glorious Days race to the front. No, Gold Fund's got something in reserve. Now Able Friend with the last shot at them. And Big Red is starting to lengthen. All 1,300 pounds of him, and away he goes. Able Friend from last has put pay to them quickly. Gold Fund resiliently battling on for second, but Able Friend bolts up for Joe Marrera. I think Gold Fund lasted for second. Grand Prix Boss diving at him. Then World Ace Fierro. Trade Storm next from Hannah's Goal. Fine tingling performance by Able Friend. He's made it look so easy. Joe Marrera starting the celebrations at the 50-metre mark. He's won it by 4 to 50-metre mark. He's won it by 4 to 5 lengths. Slight concern turning for Fierro. Trade Storm next from Hannah's Goal. Fine tingling performance by Able Friend. He's made it look so easy. Joe Marrera starting the celebrations at the 50-metre mark. He's won it by 4 to 50-metre mark. He's won it by 4 to 5 lengths. Slight concern turning for